All right, Shalom. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Double honor to the Apostle Nel's Great Millstone. Peace and blessing to Yah, Christian's truth throughout the four winds and sincerity. All right, not pleasing the flesh is suffering. Okay. The meaning behind this is your flesh and your mind frame. Everything goes to what you physically see. Okay. Everything is based on how you physically see, feel, touch, all those things. So by you depriving yourself and denying yourself these things, you're suffering. Okay? Being that we've basically given ourselves over to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, the cares of this world is not our main that's not the main goal in life. Okay? So that takes away from fully living in the flesh. Okay? Because if we could fully live in the flesh, if this place were, if it was like somewhat of our rest, then we would be, a lot of brothers would be way off in a different mind frame, because it would be no worries of things to come. You know what I'm saying? You can fully devote yourself to things of the flesh, things of this world. You know, brothers have businesses, but imagine the time you could put into your business then if you didn't have no, if the truth really wasn't a part of you, or just being able or having the liberty to please your flesh, for lack of a better term. Okay, so by not pleasing the flesh, this is how we suffer. Okay, it's suffering. It's kind of like not eating all the foods you want to eat. You know, a lot of brothers, before they came into truth, I'm gonna speak on myself. I used to love to eat oysters. You know, like fried oysters, Alaskan snow crabs. These are things that I really loved eating. You know, but when the truth came, even in the beginning, you got to deprive yourself from those things. It wasn't hard to do, but it's just like you got to basically transform your mind through Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Okay? All right, enough rambling. Let me get into the scriptures. This is 1 Peter 4. I'm going to start at 1. For as much then as Hamashiach has suffered for us in the flesh, arm yourselves likewise with the same mind. So this is the mind frame we should be in. Arm yourself. That means this is our defense. Okay? Walking in the spirit. That's our defense. For he that hath suffered in the flesh hath ceased from sin. So you're not allowing yourself to go off. You know why? Because you're suffering. If you're suffering, it's a reason for suffering, because something has been put away. And that right there requires you denying yourself. Okay? So this is a few precepts. This is 1 Peter 14 and 13. But rejoice in as much as ye were partakers of Hamashiach's suffering, that when his glory shall be revealed, ye may be glad also with exceeding joy. Why? Because you suffered. We understand that not doing these worldly things, there's a payoff for this. It's a consolation. All right? So we're putting away this flesh and things of the flesh to actually win later on down the road. This is Romans 8 and 17. And if children, then heirs of the Most High, and joint heirs with Yahushua, or with Hamashiach, if so be that we suffer with him, that we may be also glorified together. Same thing. You have to suffer here. Okay? And by you suffering, you're basically putting off your flesh. because they're in war with each other. Okay, they're in war with each other. So that's why it has to be one or the other. You know, everything is two-parted. Righteous, wickedness. You know what I'm saying? Everything has a counterbalance to it. All right? No one is going to be predominantly one thing and predominantly other thing and be at their best. You know? It just doesn't work that way. All right, this is 2 Timothy 2:10. Therefore I endure all things for the elect's sake. So you making yourself suffer because men that put themselves in a suffering mind frame, knowing they're doing it for a greater cause. That's why he said I suffer all things for the elect's sake. Because if no one suffered to say I'm going out on the highways and hedges and I'm gonna keep these laws and set forth a standard, then how would the elect be woken up? Okay, so a standard has to be set. All right, it says that they may also obtain the salvation which is in Hamashiach Yahushua with eternal glory. So it's no way things are going to be in their right mind frame, or people in their right mind frame, or just things altogether righteous and wholesome, unless you have suffering, unless you have people denying their flesh. Okay, and this is how things have to be brought forth, through suffering. All right, it says this is Romans 12:1. I beseech ye therefore, brethren, by the mercies of the Most High, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, wholly acceptable unto the Most High, which is your reasonable service. So this is your job. This is our job to set these things up this way. It's our job to sacrifice ourselves. Okay? It's our job to be the way we are in this truth and walk wholeheartedly. Okay? We're not supposed to be half-assing. All right? This is verse 2. It says that he no longer should live the rest of his time in the flesh to the lust of men, but to the will of the Most High. And this is speaking back on Yahushua. Okay, from verse 1. It says, for as much then as Hamashiach has suffered for us in the flesh, arm yourselves likewise with the same mind, for he that hath suffered in the flesh hath ceased from sin. Why? That he no longer should live the rest of his time in the flesh to the lust of men, but to the will of the Most High. So when you're suffering in the flesh, you're pleasing Yahweh. Okay, that's what we're doing. We're pleasing Yahweh by Shem Yahushua, by putting off the flesh. But look what it tells you. It says that he no longer should live the rest of his time in the flesh to the lust of men. Because you're doing things and it's pleasing to, by you doing it, you're pleasing men. You're a man pleaser, okay? And you're doing it just so you can get approval from men. Not because it's something you're doing, it's just to get approval. All right? You have like things called peer pressure, and you look at people, how they maneuver. Come on, man. Hit the weed, man. Hit the weed. And then all of a sudden, there you go. Just following someone else. You know? And a precept, this is Galatians 5:16. It says, this I say then, walk in the spirit, and ye shall not fulfill the lust of flesh. So if we're walking in the spirit, the things that pleases man, we're not going to give a damn about, because our minds are set on being like Yahushua. That's why it says, it tells us to be like him arm our minds likewise, because he's doing the same thing. It says that his time in the flesh, that he no longer should live the rest of his time in the flesh to the lusts of men, but to the will of the Most High. And that's how our minds are supposed to be. If our minds are set on pleasing the Most High, then we're not going to give a damn about nothing in this place like that, okay, to where it would take us under. And that's why we walk by the Spirit. We walk in the Spirit, okay? Verse 3. For the time past of our life may suffice us to have wrought the will of the Gentiles, when we walk in lasciviousness, lust, excess of wine, revelings, banqueting, and abominable idolatries. When we partied and we did everything and it was pleasing, when it was all going off, you know what I'm saying, and we made these things our prime thing, our major priority in life, when they seen it, this is what they said: wherein they think it strange that ye run not with them to the same excess of riot. So when we're not doing things that the world is doing, they look at us weird, because we once done those things, but we're moving different now. Why? Because we've taken ourselves out of the world. We've taken ourselves to a mind frame of we're going to walk in the Spirit. Okay, just like Yahushua did. Okay, that's why it says arm yourselves in a likewise mind. Okay, it says speaking evil of you. And that's why, look at 4, it says, wherein they think it strange that ye run not with them to the same excess of riot, speaking evil of you. So now we're going to be spoken evil of because we don't do things the way we used to do. And they also use shit like, oh, you think you better than us now, huh? Nah, it's just we don't move like that no more. Okay? It says, who shall give account to him that is ready to judge the quick and the dead? Both sides. For this cause was the gospel preached also to them that are dead, that they might be judged according to men in the flesh, but living according to the Most High in the Spirit. So you're going to get it from both sides. But the thing is, one side is going to be good. The side that matters is going to be good. Men are going to judge you and say what they want to say. But at the end of this race, the thing you got to understand is you're looking for the approval of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. All right. That's why it says, but live according to the Most High in spirit. But it says, for this cause was the gospel preached also to them that are dead, that they might be judged according to men in the flesh. So it was set up for us to get this truth and preach it so that we may be judged of men. That's a part of suffering and sacrificing. Okay? That's the whole reason we got it. So that way we may be beat down and slandered just like Yahushua was. Okay? But living according to living according to the Most High in the Spirit. So we're going to be living a righteous life through Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, but men are going to look at us like something's wrong with us. Okay? But that's a part of suffering. You're not pleasing your flesh. That's suffering. Because it will be comfortable to tell the whole world, and the way you move is, I'm moving like this to where, guess what? Everybody likes me. Okay? I'm cool with everybody. That's a simple road. But when you have people coming against you, calling you rapists, calling you pedophiles, calling you all these different things, that's a harder road to walk on. Okay? So I hope this is edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Double lines to the apostle, Neville's great millstone. Peace and blessing to you. I keep pushing this truth throughout the 4 winds. Shalom.